Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Okay, so we have some interesting news. You know, Jerry Jones is part of the NFL negotiations with the Players Association. You know, we haven't heard a lot of things about that, which means that things are going pretty good. Now, apparently, the NFL is dropping the idea of an 18-game season schedule. They're not getting enough support from the owners on doing that. So here's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do actually a 17-game schedule. They're looking at trying to reduce preseason, add one more game in here. Now here's where everything comes full circle. What we're hearing about Dak Prescott's contract is that the Cowboys want to go long on a longer contract where they can spread out that money and so on. Dak Prescott wants a shorter deal, so that way he can go ahead and get repaid. Because, and I know what you're thinking is, well, what's the difference make? Well, here's the thing. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, that the NFL is dead, football is dying, I want you to understand this. Think about this. We've had as much upheaval in the NFL over the last 3-4 years or so that we've ever had. We had the whole concussion things. Remember the movie that came out? You know, we're hearing about how bad it is for a lot of these players. We had the lawsuits from the players suing the NFL. We had the anthem protests, and we had fans that were up in arms and all that. Here's the thing. I want you to think about this now. Listen to me very carefully. Through all of that, understand that every year the salary cap went up. The salary cap is basically, I think, 53% goes to the players, the other 47% goes to the owners. So if the salary cap goes up by an average of $10 million a year on each team, multiply that by 32. That's $320 million, right? Roughly, just for the sake of argument, let's say we'll multiply that by 2, which is the owner's share, but just roughly, okay? We're talking about the NFL revenue increasing by about $620 million each year through the turmoil. Here's the thing. You get one more game in here as opposed to those sandbags we have for preseason. That's a whole nother week of revenue. That should be a whole 16th more pile of money. Add to that money from casinos, because now you see all the gambling shows and everything. The genie's out of the bottle on that. On top of it, they will be streaming games. Somebody is going to pay for that. So what's going to happen is you're going to see salary cap, which has been going like this, nice and steady up. It's going to balloon up. So that's why the Dallas Cowboys, they're in a hurry to go ahead and get these deals done long term. Signing up Jalen Smith before they need to. Getting Zeke Elliott, basically committed for 4 years. Getting Lyle Collins. The Dallas Cowboys realize if we can lock up these players that we feel are going to be here, 4 or 5 years from now, at high salaries right now, come a couple more years when the collective bargaining agreement is done, that new rub money comes in, all of a sudden you got those guys dirt cheap. And if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, look at Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith graded out at 100%. 100% last week. He is still the best tackle in football. Guess what? He's barely in the top 10 in compensation because they did that deal so long ago. And that's where the Dallas Cowboys are forward thinkers than everybody else. So when Dak looks at this, Dak's people ain't stupid either. They realize, yeah, we might sign a deal for, say, $35 million, be the highest paid right now. But then we're locked into this saying 6 or 7 years from now, when we're still there, we might be one of the lowest paid in that time, because you see how much the salary has been going up for quarterbacks, how rapidly it's gone up. Remember, it wasn't that long ago Kirk Cousins signed for 28. It wasn't that long ago that Jimmy Garoppolo's time is the highest paid at 25. We're $10 million past that. And when you think about each year, if that money is going up like that, 5 years from now, quarterbacks may be making about 50 plus million a year, and you're stuck at that 35. I'm not saying that that's the way it should be, but if you are the draw, if you're the guy that's winning, if you're the guy that's keeping this team winning, you should be paid fair compensation. I know a lot of you guys will say I'm being greedy and things like that, but listen, you're not taking a pay cut to work at your job, are you? You're not saying, you know what, I'm going to be a team player, so I'm going to take less money than everybody else that's not doing as good a job as I am. So we'll see how all that works out. But again, You know, what you always do in negotiations is you put out everything that you could possibly want and then some. Because then it gives you room to come back down some and still get what you really wanted. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I got some cabinets to build. See you guys.